Welcome back to Oulton Park Thundersport GB, and it's been a day of changeable conditions. They've never been truly good, and it's still quite damp out there. Andy Denyer, number 33 on the leading Street Fighter A machine, pulls up onto pole position. Alongside him, Keith Smith. And there we see Sean Goldsmith. Over that huge smile. And outside of the front row of the grid, number 35, Tony Hughes, currently leading the Street Fighter C Championship on points. It's watch the lights time. Sid even kindly points them down towards Old Hall, says, that way, boys. And they say, okay, hopefully they will. It's red lights on, red lights out, way to go. And down towards us they pour once again. And once again, Steve, that MV Augusta of Sean Goldsmith, he's second going to Old Hall, but another good start for him. Andy Denyer, though, has the lead.
Yeah, it's a big old bike to get off the line as well, but it's Denyer that leads then from Goldsmith and Keith Smith. And again, much like the GP1 race we just saw, it's all down to tyre choice, really. The circuit now, I mean, you would say you'd have to go out with an intermediate or dry tyre. The wet tyres would just get completely torn to pieces now. Yeah,
you just need to stay on the line, though, don't you? Because still towards the outside of a number of the corners, there are some greasy patches, so everyone has to be a little bit careful where they tread underfoot. But Andy Denyer is first into that lovely dished hairpin at Shell Oils down there at the very far end of the international circuit here at Oulton Park. Keith Smith tucked in behind him in third place. There we see Mick Riddle on the bright green lead machine, being followed through by Matt Bilton.
So they make their way through Britain's and over the hilltop and down towards the wettest part of the circuit. So those riders with dry tyres are about to feel the forces of the damp. They make their way in. There's Rob Garland ahead of Tony Hughes. Adam Palfreman from 12th on the grid has made good progress ahead of Mick Riddle. And there's Brad Davey.
Yeah, another good start by Rob Garland on the Honda. He got a DNF in the earlier race, but he was up as high as third at one point, but he's there in fourth at the moment and leading Class B.
Oh, it's a massive tumble at the back there, a massive crash, and that's Goldsmith and Keith Smith.
Yeah, Smithy's gone. You can see him walking away from the scene of the crime there, and oh dear. Well, that is...
it started raining, Robin, in the background there. I'm sure it started raining.
Look at it. Look at the camera.
It is.
Suddenly, look at that's closed in. It's like riding through a fog. Andy Denyer still leads it well. Smithy and Sean Goldsmith both caught out there at Druids, and Street Fighter C machines, you'd fancy, Steve, would be favoured now. These ex-Supermoto, not just the machinery, but the fact that so many of the guys on them have got experience in Supermoto riding.
Yeah, they have. There's Steve Bradbury, number 56, Street Fighter A runner. You just have to ride very carefully now if you're on the dry tyre. Let's not forget, because of the rain all the way through the day, this race is still declared a wet race, so it cannot be stopped unless the conditions were absolutely treacherous. It's down to you to make the tyre choice, and that now means that anyone that's gambled on wets or basically feels confident on dries has a good chance. Adam Palfreman in second there. It's come up from 12th on the grid, finding a lot of grip. Andy Denyer there, not enjoying it.
Yeah, no, Andy's quite sensibly just backing out of things. He knows full well that as most of the riders out there will have more suitable machinery and maybe more off-track experience, off-track riding experience than he has, and he's not going to do anything daft for that beautiful triumph. And it's given us something that we haven't seen before. Adam Palfreman out the front and Tony Hughes on the leading Street Fighter C machine in second place. So we've got the leading B class machine, Adams in the lead, Tony, the leading Street Fighter C, in second.
Oh, and you've got a rider just going through. That's Andy Denyer. He's gone straight through there.
Yeah.
Look at the rain. It's pouring down here. On dry tyres, this will be like ice. This is no fun at all. I've been there. You just, honestly, all you want to do is just pull the bike into pit lane. It's so dangerous on dry tyres. And, well, whatever Adam Palfreman's got on, he's feeling confident with it. Even if he has got dries on, he's riding brilliantly there. You just have to soften everything up. Make sure you get your braking done before you turn in.
And I'm really interested in these three coming towards us now, because they are looking very confident indeed. There's some Street Fighter C machines there. And it looks like, well, certainly Brad Davey is in the mix. Is that Keith Warren?
It is, yes,
right
Keith Warren, who's managed to get himself up there. The last lap flag goes out, and we're losing riders by the second. Andy Denyer has pulled out of this race. He's had enough already. We've lost Lewis Osler as well. So it's, well, the best of the brave, basically.
It is. It's a war of attrition, isn't it? But when you look at the front, Adam Pulfman picking his way around now. He's never taken a win in LMB Streetfighters, and he looks remarkably unfussed by these conditions. Tony Hughes is in a good second place. Let's just watch. Don't want to talk him into a situation there, but Adam Pulfman very secure. Here comes Hughes in second place, and look, that's Matt Bilton charging along in third place on the number 70 machine.
Barry Utting's the only other rider to have won a race outright in Street Fighters that isn't an A-class machine. I can tell you that thanks to Denia pulling in, Steve Bradbury could pick up his first ever LMB Street Fighter A win, and that would guarantee him the runners-up spot.
Well, once again, he's going to hang on for half a lap. Let's hope he does it, but you can see, well, we needn't tell you, but the conditions, filthy as they are, Adam Pulfman, a handsome lead coming down into Lodge for the last line. This has been a great ride from Adam Pulfman. All too easy to have chucked this one up the road, but that is a well-earned win. Well done to Adam there. Wins overall and in Street Fighter B. And he will be back to the paddock. Look at that. Well chuffed is Tony Hughes, taking the Street Fighter C win and finishing second overall, and a very pleased youngster in Matt Bilton, picking up third place and second in Class C. Keith Warren was fourth, Brad Davey finished fifth, and Rob Garland stayed on board and picked up sixth. Well done to him. And there we see, in Street Fighter A, Steve Bradbury taking the win from Brent Millage. Well done to the two of them. And that will seal Steve Bradbury's second place in the championship behind the 2011 winner Keith Smith, with Andy Denia in third. In Street Fighter B, well, Adam Pulfman, the overall winner and winner in B, with Rob Garland with his great hairdo, and Rob Pragnell. They're the 1, 2, 3, and in the standings, Utting, of course, the 2011 champion, but Mick Riddle, they're in second place with Rob Pragnell in third. There we see Street Fighter C, Tony Hughes with Matt Bilton and Keith Warren. They're the 1, 2, 3. In the points, Tony Hughes, confirmed champion, of course, on the KTM from Brad Davey and Duncan McMillan.
Winner of that race, Tony Hughes, second overall. It looked manic.
Oh, it was. It was really, really greasy out there for everybody. And in fact, I just wanted to keep going. And then the lad that won it, he come past me, and I thought, just let him go. All I needed to do was stay in front of Brad Davey. Then Matt Bilton come flying past me, and I could see him coming, but I thought, do I just stay there? But I couldn't allow that to happen. So I had to win my race today. It's at my home track, and all my family and my friends are here. So, which I want to thank all for coming and having to put up with me in the first race, not even going round like. But other than that, it's just a fantastic race, and I'm just glad it ended really, and it's upright.
Winner of that race, Adam Pulfman. Adam, a bit of a crazy race, that one. From 12th on the grid, you managed to win it by 13 seconds.
Yeah, I'd just been out on the other bike, and I had a dry rear end for that race. I wasn't entirely happy, so I switched back to the wets, and lucky I did, because on lap 2, I think it was, they just started spitting and got worse and worse and worse. Good choice.
Did you see any of the fallers?
Yeah, I saw lots and lots of sparks on the first lap. After that, I just kept my head down, managed to get to the front, and just kept it steady all the way to the end.
I know you got another race to get out in soon, but you must have a couple of people to thank as well.
One or two, yeah. The main sponsors, SafeLink Services and Golmar, helped me financially throughout the whole season. And as always, my dad's been there to help me get the tyres changed, make sure there's fuel in the bike. Otherwise, I forget, and it doesn't help.
Happiest man in the paddock, Steve Bradbury, a fantastic win.
I am so happy, I tell you, yes, it's fantastic. We didn't even know that I was in first place or second to where we were.
I mean, we've just spoken to Adam Pulfman. He said there was sparks flying everywhere, riders going down. It must have been tricky out there.
It was very, very tricky, yeah. The rain just seemed to come from nowhere. But since I was on full wets, I thought this would do me.
And do you have anyone to thank at all, Steve?
Yeah, especially my wife, who keeps putting up with me, and my grandchildren and my daughters. This is for them. My grandchildren always telling me to go faster, so now I have.
Well done.
Okay, cheers.